reason I became a software engineer is because my father was an engineer. I actually was supposed to be a school teacher like all the women in my family had always been. All the men had been engineers. I decided to, because I am also a feminist, decided to become an engineer. And as it turns out, that was a wonderful, wonderful decision to make because I love programming computers. I became a business programmer, but later on I went into scientific engineering work. During that time, I received a top secret clearance so that I could program and design software for our encryption devices that's used by our military even today in order to talk to anyone abroad, all over the world. I learned how to think like a spy, like an espionage agent. That was my job.
Bond. James Bond.
I learned techniques for analysis of code, for very thorough testing of the code. You test the limits, you test the areas where most people would make mistakes, and then you test the areas where someone who tried to create espionage could do so through software. So I learned that while working for different defense companies. I got interested in politics and worked very hard during the 2000 presidential election. During that time, I became quite aware through work of people like Greg Palast that things were not as they should be in my former home state of Florida. And in fact, that's when I turned from being just a normal computer science engineer raising children to, I won't even say I was an activist then. I was a very concerned citizen. Because I'm an engineer, software engineer, I turned my attention to this thing called computerized voting.
Many Americans now cast their ballots on electronic voting machines, but security on many machines is at best lax. So lax, in fact, that a hacker could change the outcome of an election without even touching the voting machines.
All of the kinds of voting systems out there can be tampered with. Votes could be lost or stolen.
You can change the software, you can infect the system with a virus. There's all sorts of ways that you can affect these machines.
I start studying how would I go about giving an election to anyone, whoever's got the most money. Let's just pretend I'm a very crooked person. As a programmer, I can easily do this. We've all used computers and had them blow up on us, hang. So I will set up my program to hang. Now our programs, goodness knows, they hang from time to time inadvertently. This time I'll do it deliberately on 2 or 3 carefully chosen precincts. I'm going to deliberately hang it, send my agent in there, and he's going to deal with the front panel. He will put in what we call configuration parameters and tell the poor election officials that he is just restarting, reinitializing the program. What he's doing is setting a switch in there. A switch is simply an if-then-else branch that says, for memory position so-and-so Republican, double it or triple it. Now, you won't find this in the source code. You'll see that my program is clean. It's not clean, it's as dirty as it can be. I can come in through the back door and through an update hide, it's called information hiding, I can hide the real code that does the dirty work. At this point in time, to put your faith in computerized voting machines is extremely unwise, and especially because we have no independent certifying body that will either count the votes or that will write the programs. We are not advanced enough to be able to say, yes, we can guarantee you that this program and all further updates and additions will be perfectly safe and perfectly honest. None of us can say that to you, not with any honesty. And therefore, I would like to do anything I can to alert people to the fact that you need to go back to paper ballots. They are the most trustworthy things we have.